A young Air Force lieutenant, bright future in front of him, selected to give the safety briefing to his squadron. Time for his briefing to come up. Instead of being on stage to give the briefing, he's in the men's room, retching up his guts because he is so nervous to speak. I still remember Pete Dvornik relating that personal story at my first time I attended a Toastmasters demonstration meeting, much like today, and how he overcame that and why I was there. As for myself, public speaking was not a problem. I was on the speech team in high school, went to national level competition, earned the double ruby from National Forensic League, their highest award they had, offered a scholarship to be on the speech team at Bowling Green State University. When I went to Squadron Officer School, I had the outstanding briefing comment on my performance report. I knew how to speak. I remember a few weeks before that day, I was given a program status briefing to Colonel Long, and I'm thinking to myself, I can do better than this. I'm a much better speaker than this. I need to find opportunities to practice. Then soon I saw the advertisement in the base paper for the open house Toastmasters. That's it, I'm there. I showed up at that meeting, check in hand, ready to join because I knew I needed to prepare more, practice more for speeches. What I didn't know at the time was all the other skill sets I would learn and pick up in Toastmasters. How to be a better listener, how to analytically think, how to go through, put a presentation together in a fly. You see in Toastmasters, as Mike alluded to, each speech gets evaluated. So you have to actually listen to what the speaker is saying, take notes, form up what to do. Later on, we'll have table topics, the 1 to 2 minute impromptu speech. No practice, you got a topic, you got to learn, you got to pull all the facts together, you got to pull in everything you may have learned from a long time to be able to put that presentation together. So there's a lot more to Toastmasters than learning to speak. A lot more than the communication track. There's also the leadership track. But the communication area is where I feel I learned the most. And I didn't realize it at the time, but this fall, I was at the city council chambers. There was this town hall meeting on the city budget. I have a tenacious appetite for understanding how our city government works. So I went there thinking, oh, they're going to make a presentation. I'm going to learn more about the city budget. So I remember walking into council chambers, look off the side, there's the entire staff of the city's therapeutic recreation program staff. They had the young interns there. They've been trying to expose the interns to a lot of city things. So I said, oh, this is really good to do. So I'm going up, as I get ready to plop down a seat, Andy Van Gogh, a friend of mine, comes up and she says, so Mr. Toastmaster, you going to speak? No, I'm here to listen and learn. No idea I was going to speak. No intention of speaking whatsoever. And then they go through, they're starting to take the comments on the budgets, and I'm going, maybe I should have read that 900-page budget beforehand, so I got some little information up here. So I'm sitting back here, and I found out the reason the therapeutic recreation program is there. There was a staff member who was on there, and as he was redoing the budget, and that staff member's position was no longer in the budget. So he had the therapeutic recreation program support group come on, president of the group going through, reading facts and figures, number of people served, the programs, giving a lot of facts at that time. So he finished up his presentation, and Councilman Don Knight was there, looking through the budget and said, now, wasn't that position you're talking about putting back in the budget funded through a grant, and did that grant expire? I said, ooh, this doesn't look good for the city's program and all that. Started talking about it. So I'm sitting here thinking, you know, maybe I should get up and say something. But what do I say? Back in my mind, I'm going through thinking everything that comes up. Remember, Don Draper from Mad Men always talking about, how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? Okay, what feelings do we have there? And I also remember Alan Beauchamp, one of our city's best advocates for cycling, was saying how the cyclists in the city needed to learn from the pickleball crowd in the city. There's a lot of tennis courts that have been converted to pickleball courts. Why? Not because the people wanted to play pickleball, it was a big factor, but they convinced the city to do it by showing what the impact to the city was of pickleball. Yes, we have the National Pickleball Championships here. People actually travel to Colorado Springs for the championships. So, quite amazing. And I remember Don Knight, the same guy who questioned that, was a big advocate for pickleball. So I'm pulling all this information together using the analytical skills. So I get up, you get 3 minutes to address council, so that's table topic and a half. No preparation, no real facts from the budget. Come up, immediately destroyed my credibility by admitting I didn't read the budget. But I did tell Councilman Knight I will read it, and I'm so glad. I hope he doesn't see this video because I haven't read it yet. But at that time, I had to put the presentation together. So I started off saying I was a volunteer for that. Jill Gabler, another member of City Council, was there, said, we've seen the other trails, we've passed by you there. So I was saying, okay, I'm pulling her in, getting her interest into that one. I do talk about how I volunteer. Why I volunteer is because of the feeling of the participants, their feeling of freedom, the joy, and all that. Just showing the feeling, the good feeling they have. But I'm sitting here going, okay, what do I do to convince the city? And I also know the city council has said, oh, we got to be a cycling-friendly city. One of the therapeutic rides we had earlier, there's a group of tourists who were down from Fort Collins going through, and they came up when we were in rest stop, we talked to them. Just the interest they showed in the bikes, the programs, everything we're doing, their amazement for that. So I pulled those experiences, shared that with city council, saying, the tourists, stressing tourists, in Fort Collins, a city known for its cycling, were impressed by what we had done. They looked at the program and all that, and I just talked about how outside people saw this small program we had in Colorado Springs and were impressed by it. Finished up the presentation, the meeting ended. End of the meeting, Councilman Tom Strand comes up where I'm with the other people saying, you know, we're going to look hard at the budget. We're going to see if we can put that position back in. A few weeks later, I read in the paper, yes, the position was restored. So the reason I keep coming back to Toastmasters is not for the practice, not for anything else, but rather the experiences I have in pulling together. So when that one moment comes up, you have to give the presentation you're not prepared for. You're able to stand up confidently, pull the facts together, pull everything together, and give a convincing presentation. Mr. Toastmaster.